from everywhere. And you guys know the drill. Take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you'll get notifications and leave a comment so we know how we're doing, all right? Today, we are chatting with vocalist, songwriter, recording artist, April May Webb. And Haywood is her married name, but she goes by April May Webb. And we're gonna spend some time talking about her journey as a vocalist and her new album and all that good stuff. So welcome to Jazz Voices Live, April.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, you guys are so cute. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Well, not the beginning, but after you graduated from college, you went to William Paterson University, where you were a part of the jazz program there. Who inspired you to study jazz?
So really the inspiration came from my two older brothers. So I have two older brothers. One is Nathan and he plays the drums. The other is Jacob. He plays the bass and the piano as well. And when I was growing up, like I would hear them playing music and primarily jazz all the time. And I wasn't, into it as much then. But then I started to gravitate towards it because it's funny how like the songs of your childhood, like they just hold like a special place in your heart. And I was like, I guess I do like this music. And so my two older brothers, they went to William Paterson first in 2007. And I was still in high school. And once they got there and they were acclimated, they're like, you really need to come up here. I think it'll be a good thing for you and your career. And so I decided to go up there my sophomore year of college because I had already started school in Kansas, where we're from, at Wichita State University.
Okay.
And then I went to William Paterson University in New Jersey.
Okay, so you're from Kansas.
Yes.
All right. I thought you were a New York native. All right. So what do you think you've learned in experience that you could have never learned in school?
Oh man, I think just being in an environment where the level playing field is just so high, and it just really inspires you to reach for more and even to just find your own sound and your own style. I think that's something that I really was working on in college as I was studying the music of jazz and listening to different vocalists like Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, all the greats. And then you hear how they have similarities, but their sound is very uniquely theirs. And that's something that, as artists, you want to be known for who you are and what you bring to the table. And so I think when I was in college, I think just really trying to find your voice, was my thing. And I think I really honed in on that while I was there.
Okay. It's funny. I was interviewing Nina Freelon, and she has no formal education. And I was asking her about her style, and she said that, since I didn't go to school, I have no formal education, that she kind of had to develop it, herself. And I was wondering, that was my next question. How important do you think that is to have a unique style? And how much time did you spend actually developing that style? It's paramount, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just like an ongoing process. Like it's just something that evolves with life and the things that happen to you. Because I think, what's very crucial about artists is like your own individual stories and how you go through life and the different things that affect you and how you beautifully craft it through your art and through music. And I think it's something that just evolves with time, and you do get a lot of inspiration listening to people from the past, but then also people from the future and people in the future and the present. And I think, you just get inspiration from what's around you.
Sure. I hear Vaughan in your style, for sure. Yeah, definitely. So is your career going as you expected it to go?
Not Not really. I think it's just like I didn't know what to expect. So it's just like you kind of just go with the flow, really. I think, you know, I don't know. I never had like expectations of what was going to happen. I think just I'm just glad that I found something that I find worth pursuing, and it makes life very interesting, and it makes it just worth living. Like when you have something that you love doing, and even though there's ups and downs on the journey, it's like you still are gonna do it. You know, still want to ride, you know.
Right. It's that passion that keeps you going, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Okay, well, you participated in the Sarah Vaughan International Vocal Contest, and you won second place. Thousands of entries, thousands. How did it feel to get that call to be the top? Was top 5, right? It's top 5.
Yeah, I literally was. I was very shocked because I had entered in 6 times, 6 years in a row. And so I wasn't expecting anything. So once you get no's like 6 times, you just expect another no. And so when I got the email, I started crying because I was just like, oh, it's really happening now.
Right. Oh, wow. So I did not know that 6 times. Yeah. Well, you know what? Persistence. That's what counts.
Yes.
And second place. How did that feel to win second place?
It was funny because like after I had to go first, by the way.
Oh, wow. And you had a beautiful red dress on. First of all,
Thank you.
The red, that was just amazing, stunning. It was really stunning.
Thanks so much.
So you had to go first, and what?
I had to go first. But the thing was, like, I had like once I found out that I was in it, like I had been working on the performance for like a month and a half, and I had all these, I would wake up with like dreams of what I wanted to do and like how I wanted to accomplish it, and chords and different arrangements. Like, and it was like, it honestly was becoming like very consuming, like of my thoughts and my,
of course,
you know, my time. And
I can see that.
And once I performed and I did the absolute best that I could do, I was fine, even if I wouldn't have placed at all, because what I learned was like, I felt such a great feeling of self-accomplishment that nobody could take that away from me. I was persistent for all these years in entering and getting no. And then when I finally did get in, I really worked very hard and I created a great set. And I had all these ideas that really came together and I executed it. And I said, you know, whatever happens, happens. And I was happy with whatever outcome happened because I was happy with what I did.
Right. So what is the layout for that? You have to do, how many songs did you have to do for the competition?
So they had you do 3 songs. And it wasn't, they were pretty open to whatever songs you wanted to do. Just one of them had to be a Sarah Vaughan cover. But I actually ended up doing, I did Social Call, and then I did a Thelonious Monk song, Round Midnight. And then I did my original song that I wrote with Randall, my husband, called They Keep Saying No. I ended with that one.
Oh, you did that one? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I love that. I really do. I love that song. So you were like, you keep saying no, but I'm here now, right?
Yeah.
I'm here. That's awesome. Oh my God. So how did not winning, but getting second place in the contest, I'm sure you got a lot of views. How did that impact your career?
I think it was just like a really good exposure opportunity, and I got to meet like some of the absolute greats in jazz. So Christian McBride was there, Diane Reeves was there. I mean, it was just like like one of those starstruck moments where I got to talk to, and you know, be in the midst of all this greatness. So I think just being there was just such a privilege.
For sure. Well, congratulations on
Thank
that. What advice would you give an aspiring vocalist?
Advice. I think they're gonna say no, but you have to just keep going in spite of all the many no's that you will definitely encounter. I think, maybe that's something that I wasn't aware of when I first started, like the amount of no's that you will get. It's like, it could be very overwhelming, when you think you've presented something that's at such a great level. And, as artists, you're always like very sensitive about your work. And so when someone tells you no, you sometimes can take it as a dig towards who you are, but I've realized that it may not be that. It's just sometimes they're looking for something specific, and you may not fit into that mold, and that's okay, because I also think it's important to show your individuality at all times and be very authentic with what you bring to the table, because there will be somebody will say yes, you know.
It's coming. Yeah. All right. That's good advice. That is good advice, because I think some people get into the industry and think that it's going to happen, today, tomorrow. Surely I've been working this hard, and the success I anticipated is not there. But that's good advice. That's good advice. Let's talk about sounds of A&R. Yes. Which, this is, you have 3 albums out so far, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good. So it's April and Randall. That is the A and the R. And you two seem to be a match made in heaven. I mean, it's difficult to stay married to a musician, but I think you have to be a musician in order to stay married to a musician. So talk about how you guys met and how that happened, how you came together.
So we originally met at a jazz club in Jersey City called Moore's Lounge. It's still open. It's run by jazz drummer Winard Harper. He has sessions there, I think, every Sunday now. But we met at a jazz club, and the unique thing about it is that we performed together. So it was a jam session. We performed together before we actually spoke to one another. And that's like one of our dear fond songs. It was September in the Rain. But the funny thing is, Randall approached me afterwards just to say that he enjoyed performing with me. And at the time, I was really trying to focus in on the music and the culture, because coming from Kansas to the New York, New Jersey area was like a culture shock. And so I really wasn't trying to be involved with anything but the music. Right. And so when he approached me, I was very standoffish, and and so it wasn't love at first sight. Let's just say that. Okay. But
not for you.
Not for me.
I think he had other plans.
But eventually we found our way together. We had exchanged business cards, and he actually didn't call me till a year later. And I was like, oh yeah, that trumpet player I met. And then I thought he was calling me for a gig, but he was calling me for a date.
A year later. So he's been thinking about you. That's so
that's how we met and how everything got started.
Oh, that's so cute. It's so cute. The meet cute, as they say. So working together, it's not easy working with a spouse. It's just not. I don't care what you're doing. What have you two had to overcome in order to be successful?
I think the one thing that works out in our favor is I don't mind, and Randall doesn't mind switching lead. So if he wants to like head a project or has an idea, I don't mind, piggybacking off of what he's, thought of and just adding my thoughts and, ideas along with his, and vice versa. So I think that's something that works well with us, that we can sense who is the one that's supposed to be driving today, and who's supposed to just be, in the back chilling. So that works for us. And I think just neither one of us having to always be the head it works. So
well, yeah, because when you're on the bandstand, you are kind of naturally usually the singer is the leader. So and so that might be kind of tough to negotiate. I can see how that can be tough.
I may be leading the songs that's singing, but like Randall's the one leading the band.
Okay. Let's get that straight.
Yeah. You'll see him back there like telling everybody where to go and what to do. So
okay. Well, he's a graduate of Juilliard. Yes, and he is also the musical director for the T.S. Monk Band. So that's great. That's great. So let's see. Do you guys plan on touring to promote the album?
That's what we wanted to do when we released it last year. And the funny thing about it is, it's like when we released it in January of 2021, and there wasn't much going on, as far as like performing in that. But after, like, once April, May hit, like we actually started doing a lot of different performances, which was nice. So by the end of 2021, we had really performed in a lot of places. Like we got to open up for Angie Stone at a jazz festival in Queens. And we also got to open up for Third World at NJ Pack, which was like really exciting. Yeah. So a few things started to kind of trickle on, and hopefully this summer will be much better.
Yeah. So you performed at Dizzy's, you performed at Birdland. This was all after you released the album or prior to that? Because you have 3 albums. So
yeah, so this was after we released our self-titled album, Sounds of A&R, and we got the attention of T.S. Monk through that. And that was like one of the best things that happened for us, because it really opened doors and allowed us to perform with him in venues that we may not have otherwise. And the thing with Monk is like he really loves Randall and I, and he always loves to say that he has a band within a band. So he always gives Randall and I a spotlight, during his sets, and we're just so appreciative of that.
Oh, sure. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So you write the lyrics and your husband does the arrangements. What's your creative process like?
So I like to say I'm the spark and Randall's the flame. So
of course.
Yeah. So I have like all these ideas like that just come to me with like life experiences and stuff. Just like the song we wrote, They Keep Saying No. That obviously came from some no's, and we were trying to work with a particular company, and I was waiting for this email, whether they were going to be in or out, and the email finally came, and it was a no, and I was like, oh, they keep saying no. And I was like, oh, that's a song.
That sounds like a song.
Immediately, Randall and I went to the keyboard, and we really wrote that song in less than like an hour. Like it really just came out. Wow. And
right.
But yeah, that's usually how it works. But Randall also, he's a lyricist as well. So, he'll always approach me with words, and like I'll just put in my inputs and stuff, and just go with whatever ideas that we both bring to the table at the time.
Okay. Now, do your brothers you get a chance to play with your brothers ever?
Oh, all the time.
All the time? Yeah. Are they in New York? They're in New York?
Yeah, we're all in the same area. So yeah.
That's great. That is great.
Yeah, they're on all of our albums. Like Jacob actually, my brother that plays the piano and the bass, he has his own record label. It's more of the smooth jazz. It's called Next Paradigm.
Okay.
And he produced one of our albums. So, and then he's on all the rest of our albums too, both of my brothers. So we're always always together.
That's so good. I love that. Now, did you are independent artists.
Mm-hmm.
Did you crowdfund for your albums? How do you get your resources?
Well, we just saved up money.
You just save money.
Yeah, both Randall and I, we teach. So we just, when we want to put something out, we know that we need to save up the money for it. So
yeah. There's so many different options out there. I guess that's being an independent artist, you have that freedom. Are you trying to get signed? Is that a goal?
I think we leave all options up on the table. It would just have to be the right scenario, because I've seen, personally, artists, friends of ours, and that have signed some pretty crummy deals that haven't allowed them to, release things when they want to, or they didn't promote the album as it should be. And so I would just have to make sure it's with a label that really values our artistry, and that, we don't feel like we're trapped and can't get out.
Right. Well, the music industry is different now. I mean, you can be an independent artist and make a living and, be successful. So you do have those options now.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, you won some awards. Let's talk about that. For first place prize for the music video Moments When I Was a Kid, from your latest album, Questions Left Unanswered. And another prize, am I missing it? Let's see. The Skin I'm In at the 38th Annual Songwriters Association Competition, Best Message Video. Mm-hmm. So you guys who produces your videos?
So I do.
Do you really?
Yeah. Okay. So during the pandemic, I think everybody just had a whole bunch of time. So So what I wanted to do with the time that we had, I said for every original song on this album, I want there to be a video to go along with it. Mm-hmm. And so, Moments When I Was a Kid. It's shot from our iPhone and tripods and all,
Right.
And so, I just had all these different ideas of, the visuals I wanted to capture for our original songs off of that album, Questions Left Unanswered. And fortunately, some people enjoyed it, and we got some awards from it. So
Very cool. So you have other talents as well. See, look at that. What do you like to do when you're not performing or teaching, or is there something you need to do to just step away from the music?
Yeah, I really do like creating videos. I loved creating all the videos that I did for our album. And when my brothers, they both got married, I shot engagement stuff and put them all together. I just like creating videos, and I don't know, I've just really gotten into that.
Okay, that's good. That's a good talent to have. Now, do you guys plan on a family, having children, or what's next for A&R?
I always say our albums are our babies.
Our albums are your babies. Yeah. That's true. That's true. You got 3 kids so far. Hey,
but no, I think, right now we're just really trying to continue to grow with our group. And when that time comes, I want to feel like I have more footing and have the time that I can to just focus on children and not, still trying to build something. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So where are you performing next?
We actually have a performance next month in Harlem with a company called Jazzmobile. So they have these sessions. They call Jazzmobile sessions. So On April 20th, we will be performing at the Intercity Church in Harlem at 7 o'clock. So it's going to be a really good show. It's on our website too. It's free. And you just have to register online. So all the information is on the site.
Okay, great. Tell everybody how they can contact you, how they can follow you. Your email, well, not email, I'm sorry, your website and all of that.
Yeah, so our website is called soundsofandr.com. You spell it all out, soundsofandr.com. And then you can also find us on social media with the same thing, soundsofandr.com, on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. And that's April Webb. If April May Webb, if you just care to look her up, and Randall Haywood. I love the album. I really do. We're trying to get more artists to come to Dayton, Ohio. So if you're ever, planning on being in the area, please let me know.
I will.
We can get you scheduled somewhere. I wish you so much luck on this album. I just hope it blows up. And I want to congratulate you. And I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me.
Absolutely.
I'm really doing the best I can to promote jazz vocalists and, music that I believe needs to be heard. So I love the album. I'm going to share it and wish you much, okay, how do you say that? Much success. And we'll be sure to stay in touch. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Sure. Thanks, April. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.